It's tough. You know, life around here, it's a very crime hotspot around this area. Young people don't get a chance to be taken from what they normally would be, you know, like a normal young person, to that chance to grow up.
Well, there's a lot of evenings, a lot of weekends that young people have nothing to do.
School for them is pretty hard. You know, a lot of them are actually getting kicked out of school because the schools don't listen to them. You know, they don't feel confident with teachers and everything else like that.
There aren't that many opportunities for young people to do stuff and get involved.
Just know about the street and nothing else. You know, it's sad really, in a way, because this is our future.
First man on the mic stand, any man this to get my backhand, get sprayed up with the rude boy slang and representing ghetto rascal clang. We.
The Beat Slam project is all about getting young MCs and people who maybe haven't MC'd before to see themselves as reporters and poets, and look at really positive MCing rather than perhaps some of the traditional culture of MCing, which is all around gangs, drugs, bitches, that kind of thing. So it's about positivity, I guess.
The last 6 months, say, we've been hearing a lot from communities and our 2 community radio stations that at their best the lyrics were very, very negative, and at their worst they were violent and very insulting to people. So we decided we'd put together a project that devised ways for people to be able to look at their lyrics positively.
Well, initially we looked at building lots of partnerships in the localities. We worked in 4 different areas across Manchester. So that's local regeneration, youth workers, community workers, young people themselves. Chris Nelson was employed specifically to as a youth development worker.
The code of MCs now, to even mention the word poetry is like, it's like you're very square, and we were just trying to make them understand that there's a lot of different ways to look at MC and a lot of different types of MCs. Didn't have to be locked into what all their mates were doing, and they could do it in another way.
We wanted to get the very best of the Northwest MCs on board, which we did, and in terms of actual workshop delivery, we had lots of strategies up our sleeves for trying to bring out this poet, reporter, positive message in a way that the young people could really identify with, and it wasn't like being at school for them.
We gave each of the participants a thesaurus and a writing pad, because traditionally they haven't written their lyrics down at all, and we gave them the opportunity to be able to write their lyrics down, see how they looked on paper, and then to be able to work with them further. So the CD was the main tool, because on there we had a lot of inspiration from back to the 60s, going through the whole history of poets and MCs, making the link between poets and MCs.
There's a way of MCing. Yeah, you think what comes to your head, you put it on paper, and you think about that properly. You use a dictionary, use different words, so you're not using the same old, because a lot of them like to swear and this and that, talk about sex, drugs and rock and roll, you might as well say, you know what I mean? But there's different words to use for them.
We gave a news report, standard news report from off of BBC Radio, and gave the young people the opportunity to do that report in an MC form, basically.
Positive MCing, showing the people what's right and what's wrong. Time to face facts. Ghetto's not going nowhere because of straps. In fact, it's been renamed Gunchester. My city's been shamed. I need love in Manchester. Love brother and love sister. Draw the community a little bit tighter. A little loving in your heart won't hurt you.
Me write lyrics is Jar Redding, because they're careless and they just don't care really. They get in the car and don't think of anyone else, and people lose their lives over it.
I want to write about the war because I don't think it's right killing all the innocent people because they've not done anything, and plus it's Saddam Hussein and the presidents that should think before they start war, because it's not right for all the children and what they're going through, and they can lose their families.
Oh no, my brother got me into it, my big brother. He got me into writing them and everything. He's a better one than me anyway.
I like MCs talking about girls.
Kind of things I like to write about is where we live and who we hang about with.
The next thing I like I'm talking about is the way they put things that's happening around them into words. It say like if they're going through problems at home and they can put it into words, that's the best MCing there is, I think.
About this area, Woodhouse Park, about drugs, just anything that pops into me head.
don't try be something you're not. Always don't talk about something. Don't talk about something that does not happen to yourself.
In a bit, yo, let's go. In a bit, yo, let's go. In a bit, yo, let's go. Go with the flow, go with the flow. In a bit, yo, let's go. In a bit, yo, let's go. In a bit, yo, let's go. Go with the flow.
You know, like, they're the in thing. People see these MCs mixing and talking and, you know, passing their personas over on the radio and on gigs and garage nights. And, you know, the young people, they're unbelievable. They're heroes there. I can do that.
What's been really good is the way that young people have been able to get across a message about this, about where they live, or about their life, or about the opportunities that they have or want, about their dreams and their hopes, and about their fears.
That basically it gives them a sense of confidence, so that when they're expressing the lyrics, they can talk about things that they find that affect them and that mean something to them. And then with them doing that, it gives them a sense of confidence, switching. I think from the first week, we've seen how they've really come on and become more confident within themselves to do the singing and to even like perform in front of people and all that type of thing, which is really good for them as growing young people.
It's a way of getting introduced to English and language and poetry in a way that's more their kind of thing, I think. More so than Dickens and Tom Hardy poems, I guess.
It's a way to express themselves, you know, verbally, and they can get people to listen to themselves because, you know, they can express and say things on the radio or an MC workshop, like, you know, people like the street, they said, like, listen to them making a noise. But here, you know, when they're involved in here, and when it's, you know, they get to put their own little persona to it. It's brilliant, you know, it's unbelievable.
It's brought out stuff around poetry and around discussion and thinking about issues.
I think it kind of gets them interested in communication, different ways of communication, language, that kind of thing.
UK Garage is big with young people, and the young people are just so good at it, basically.
For some it's given them a bit of a bug in, I really want to do well with this. I suppose it's the bug that everyone wants to be an overnight pop star, but there's nothing wrong with having those kind of goals to aim for.
You know, the satisfaction they get when they walk out of there, you know, for me, that's the buzz. That's absolute buzz.
And it's entertaining.
They get a buzz, yeah, it gives you a buzz, yeah, from knowing you couldn't do it to when you can do it, and it's just a buzz, it is.
Left right, bend to the door, put your man down to the floor, that's cool. Kick a man over, come on, feel so your guys are back to home. Put mine in intensive care, back to your girl and come over here on mic. MC get there, first man is like a double. We are program with it, sure, Manchester is a place to be, so let's get this place right, believe. Chocolate, let's quick ID, cause I'm ready for just try me. Come and taste it, you will see, let's quick picture of your body.
I think about all the bad press that MC and the rapping gets is that it's not their fault. Some of it is the influencing children to use guns and swear, but the majority of it is trying to stop children and just telling how they feel. So I just think it's like 3/4 not telling them what to do and 1/4 influencing them.
And they can say what they want, but people think differently.
Some of it's good, but some of it's bad, and that's only half it, so you shouldn't blame all of it.
When you hear other people MCing about guns and all that now, yeah, that's getting you involved as well, because you listen to that now, yeah.
And I just think it's daft, mate, because if you are MC, you can MC about what you want. It's like singers, they sing about what they want.
Them people ain't scared to bust shots and all that, yeah, so why am I scared? You get me? You want to do that yourself. Sometimes you just got to be smarter than that and not fall down to their level still.
MC has benefited me because it's made me become more confident in front of the camera, made me able to sing better, able to write lyrics and dance better.
I think the benefits are it's fun for them and they get along and they get to make new friends doing it, and plus they get to like do stuff and practice for when they're older if they want to become a pop star or anything like that.
Before, when we had the first MC person, they just got straight into it, didn't tell us now or nothing, just told us to get on the mic, but Dollar told us to write it down and everything. It's cutting out all the swearing and drugs and everything.
What I know is what Dollar's taught me From I started MCing, it's Dollar that has put my first lines together.
16 liners, 8 liners, 4 liners.
Coming to the workshops, I've attended most of the workshops, and they've shown me different flows and different ways to set out, because the different way you set out your lyrics, it helps you a lot.
I used to MC about gats and all that, and weed and all that thing, you get me? But since I worked with it now, yeah, I've realised it don't pay nothing anyway, because when people hear you speaking about that now, just violently talking, you get me, and they don't want to listen to that still. So gotta cut all of that out.
Hi, this is Girls Clash and singing What's Going On. It's also known as TJMC. It's coming at you. Give respect to H is my goodness, I'm dead, and I know so good do workers. I'd like to say hi to my family.
It's created a whole kind of movement around DJing, music, performance, and I think a natural progression from this would be, and this is what we're looking at, is providing regular sessions where young people could come in and practice.
They're in their world, they're in their zone, and if they get a chance to take it a step further, brilliant. You know, go onto radio, maybe go out and do some garage nights. You know, like create, you know, maybe perform their own garage night here as their own gigs. You know, DJ whoever. You know, but that's the way it's going to be going. You know, these young people, now they've got a voice and they feel confident with it, should take it a step further.
Get some DJs going to go with the MCs, because DJs and MCs work together. So I would advise, you know, both of them to work together. As I said, some studio work so they can, the MCs can see how the music's made, because they're talking on the music, so they need to know when. Because when you make music now and they're chatting their lyrics, they've got to come in at a certain time.
To make them become better at what they do, and that is basically through practice, through doing CDs, through going maybe to studios, recording a track in a studio, doing live performances, whether it's at Green Room Contact Theatre or whenever the youth club takes part in any festivals or anything, then they take part and they do those tracks.
And all those kind of elements start to offer other opportunities and widen people's experience and horizons.
Majority of them, I wouldn't mind doing the same workshops that we've done before, just to give them that extra push. You know what I mean? So we're not really pushing them too forward. So do exactly what we've done before, so you can register.
Miss Tiny, that's my name. Yes, I'm here to entertain, and I'm in for a treat, and I've got the lyrical beat. Lady KK here again. Go on, run and tell a friend. Best crew is here to stay. We're never gonna run away.
MC is something I like to make a career out of, because when I'm older, I'd like to be a pop star and become famous.
MC isn't something that I want to make a career out of, because it's just really a hobby, and I want something that I will get followed about with, if you're a pop star or something.
I'm not as good as many people my age, but I would like it to go into a career in that.
I like to do DJing, because when you MC as well, you can have DJs and it'll make it sound better, and that's how I really like to do.
I'd like to do DJing workshop, because as well as just MCing, you have to do DJing as well, so you can meet your sound up.
I think that I would like to do it again and carry on doing it and do the performance, because it was a shame that I couldn't do it. Do a CD or a tape.
I think I could be better by practicing more, and I would like it to happen again.
Rap and other styles of lyricking to other different music.
I make my own video of that track.
Yeah, I thought it was a good project, Beats now.
Workshops have been great.
You look nice and you look pretty, definitely can that comedy. What the body used to be. Rapper, DJ, no DJ, jump on our sensational son. In the Message International, there was something far. I can't do it with them, they're putting me off.
A fair amount of resistance, in some areas more than others, from especially from young lads who went around in posses and, you know, they had their own very set ideas about MCing, and we lost some of our participants because of that. They just weren't prepared to work with us in that sense, you know. And I think it was a lot of that was to do with peer pressure. I mean, some of them may even have understood the concept that we were trying to put across to them, but I think peer pressure and things like that, they just weren't prepared to work with us and change their lyrics.
But the really positive aspect of this is actually seeing the young people themselves really buzzing from the project, and their confidence is increasing. You know, especially the young girls that we work with, the young women we work with. It's not traditionally their space, and we made it their space, and they made it their space.
I think these workshops do work. Well, I know the work, yeah. So we could try and get more going. Just keep it a continuous thing. Don't do it and then break off. Let's just keep going. Some will do better than some. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, kids getting them off the streets.
As long as they think it's working and they're involved with it, that's the way to go. You know, there's no use putting a show on and saying like, this is the way we want to do it as staff. It doesn't work that way. The young people are the most important thing when it comes down to it.
And I see a couple of kids who were at the workshop and they got pulled by the police. So I've stopped. And you know, they were saying, oh, the kids on the street. So I said, excuse me, officer, these just come out of a workshop to keep them off the streets. They're only going from A to B, which is from the workshop to home. Yeah, they're causing no trouble. So if you just let them go, they'll be at home in 10 minutes.
I think we engaged a lot of young people, a lot of young people, in some areas more than others, but we definitely engaged a lot of young people, and I think that was the main success of the project, getting them to see themselves in a different light and to write positive lyrics down. You know, I think the Imagine track was one of the most popular things with some of the young people.
I think the most challenging aspect of the project is actually a realisation of how far some of the young people had to come, what a quantum leap it could have been for them, from their current sort of position on MCing to actually really take on board the MC as poet, MC as reporter, and I'd like to think that we had some degree of success in that.
Just seeing them being able to work for a period of time on their own stuff and enjoying it, working in a group and working together, you know, that's the value of youth work, really.
So here we go again with Lizzie's Flow. What are you winning for the crowd? Say, bow. Feel the vibe within your mind, within your soul. Move your body, ready to roll. And I say, Monday to Friday, the world takes its toll. Here comes a weekend cause we make mad dough. Another dollar, let me holler, let me grow. Cause in life what you beat's what you sow.